Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about the next theme of Tolkien in his works, and that is the corruption of power. Obviously, the biggest example of this is the One Ring. Sauron poured most of his power into it, and he wanted to use it to control the Keepers of the Other Rings, control all of Middle-earth and the peoples in it, be God and king to them, and then of course the ring gets destroyed and he loses it, and those who seek to hold on to power always lose it in the end. Another example is, of course, Saruman. He lusts for the rings, for the One Ring. He wants the power it can give him, and probably thinks he could get rid of Sauron and become the new Lord of the Rings. He was corrupted by the power that he had. He was given the responsibility, as all the wizards were, to act as emissaries from the Valar to try to stir up men and elves and dwarves and all the free peoples of Middle-earth to, in their own way, stand against Sauron in the hopes of defeating Sauron. Denethor is another example of someone trying to cling to power. He knows who Aragorn is and that he's coming, and he doesn't want to see the king return. He wants to hold on to what he has, and that is the stewardship of Gondor. And you see what happens to him in the end, and of course of his fear of death and all of that, and then he kills himself. Power always corrupts, and we don't see this theme just in Tolkien, we see it everywhere. We even see it in our real life. Especially in the United States here, our government is corrupt. They've been corrupted by their power. They wish to cling to it, and they will do anything they can to hold on. And it is not just one side, it's both. Power. Man always likes to lust after power. Humanity wants to control everything, be a lord, god, and god of their creation, or of the creation itself. Morgoth in the Silmarillion seeks for the flame imperishable. He wants to be able to create life and be lord and god over it. But you can't do that, because only God, Eru Ilúvatar, has that power. There are, of course, many other examples throughout Tolkien's works of this theme, of the corruption of power. And even, it doesn't really matter who you are. Even the smallest of people can, the least of everyone, of all people, can be tempted and seek to get power, and then when they get it, they try to cling on to it for as long as they can, and they treat others like they're serfs. And we see that all over history and throughout the world. People yearn to be free, and the corrupt powers that be don't want people to be free. They want everybody to be their slaves, to do their bidding, to think and act the way they want them to. And any threat to that power, they will try to squash. Sauron saw Aragorn as a rival, the heir of Isildur. That's a threat to his power. And even knowing that an heir of Isildur lived is a threat to his power. He doesn't want to lose it. And his biggest mistake, of course, was putting most of his power, most of his own soul, his own self, into this ring, so that when it's destroyed, he's done. He can never grow again and take shape. Just become a spirit of malice, just gnawing at itself, and that's it. And after he's defeated, you don't see one actual Dark Lord anymore. As we've seen throughout our history, there have been many, and continue to be many. And that's pretty much all I've got to say on this theme. And I think there's going to be maybe one or two more. I'm not sure yet, because there's all kinds of stuff that we can take from these books. And themes that he purposely put in there. And of course, like the theme of death, he didn't purposely put it in there, but after rereading it, he's like, hey, that's actually there. So that is... it's a big theme. And yeah. So anyway, that is all for today. I will probably be back tomorrow. So until then, have a good day, and I'll see you next time.